This is for Heather Driver's demonstration speech on how to make homemade marinara sauce. Hi, I am Heather Driver, and I am going to teach you how to make my homemade marinara sauce. I haven't met one person who doesn't like a homemade marinara sauce, and I think it's great when you can make it even better for you. So I was ready for a change from jar sauce, and then one time I was on Facebook and I saw a recipe for a quick marinara sauce on Skinny Taste website made by Gina, and I learned how to make it my own after that. So I've been a wife and mom for over 16 years, and I started out making box dinners, and I can now make a lot of from scratch dinners, and this is a recipe that kind of started it all for me. So I'm going to explain to you today why homemade is healthier for you, and also how to make my homemade sauce, and offer you some suggestions as well to make it your own. So homemade is better for you. An article on a website, B&J Open, condensing the title because it's long, is Health and Economic Benefits of Reducing Sugar Intake in the USA. And in this, there's acknowledged that having too much sugar in your diet can lead to health problems like diabetes, being overweight, and heart disease. And they want to do some research to see if we reduce the sugars as a whole, what it would do for our society. So they found if we lower it by about 20%, that could help to reduce the amount of overweight people and people with other health risks in the United States. And on top of that, we could potentially save about $750,000 every year in health costs by us all being healthier. So sugars are hiding everywhere, even in places like spaghetti sauce. So if you make your own food, you can be in more control. And it really surprised me the difference in sugar between homemade and store-bought. So this container right here is about 3 tablespoons of sugar, representing the sugar in the natural tomatoes of the homemade sauce. And this jar of Classico from my pantry of traditional spaghetti sauce, it has about 7 tablespoons of sugar altogether. About 3 of that is added sugars that don't need to be there for any reason. Doesn't taste any better at all. So let me show you how easy it is to make your own marinara sauce now that you know why it's so much healthier for you to do it. Alright, so how to make my fire roasted marinara sauce. I've got the list of ingredients here in the front, and you basically want to make sure that your garlic and your onions are minced, and you can use crushed tomatoes or puree them if you're using whole tomatoes. So your first step is to heat the oil in the pan. It's best to use olive oil and not vegetable oil. And once you have it heated up, you want to brown the garlic and the onion in the oil. And once it's about that golden color, it's ready for you to add in your tomato sauce and your other ingredients. Just don't add the basil yet. And just put the lid on it and let it simmer on a low heat for about 15 to 30 minutes. And after that, you want to make sure you take out the bay leaf. I would say to watch for red bay leaves. They stick to the bottom. Sometimes we can't find them, and we find them later in a dish. But try to get that sucker out, and then you throw in your basil. And just let that warm up a bit and enjoy your sauce. So don't be afraid to make it your own. There's many ways to take this basic recipe and make it exciting. I would say to use a good cooking pan with a lid and not a saucepan. It seems to cook a little better that way. And I like to use fresh garlic. I think it tastes a lot better than the powder, but you could do minced in a jar too. Family's actually not a big fan of onions, so that's why I had dry onion, but you can use real onion as well. Probably even better. I do think that fire roasted tomatoes are a must. It really enhances the flavor. I like the Muir Glen products. And I would not do dry basil. It just doesn't taste the same. Fresh is the best, but that's kind of expensive, so we'll usually use a lightly dried one. And you can also add beef, Italian sausage. It's good with chicken. You can bump up the spices and then add some tomato sauce and tomato paste to make the recipe stretch more and change the flavor. Add some other seasonings until you love it. So now you know how fast, easy, tastier, and healthier it is to make your own sauce. And you can make it taste the best for you and your family. So I hope you want to now take control of your health, maybe even long-term finances, and your taste buds. And I hope this also encourages you to explore your own ways to make all your recipes in the future. Thank you.